looking at him, it's just like money in the bank. They get a shot at him close.
3 touchdowns on the night, 11 on the season for Gil Finnerty. That makes it 21-10 Argos. Chomik, if he can add the convert, which he does, ups it to 22-10 with 25 seconds left until halftime. A 9-play, 67-yard drive, and the touchdown set up by the pass interference call against McCrary.
And in that Argonaut drive, we saw a little bit of everything. Using Hudson Finnerty, a screen, the running, the passing. I think we're seeing Toronto, and more specifically Gilbert Renfro, take charge of that offense and really do a good job in all aspects of the execution.
And that applause is for the Toronto offense, which has not sparkled all season long. Here's a team, as we said earlier, with a 6-1 record, and yet they've sputtered all season long on offense, but it looks tonight as though they have found all the right answers. And they started with Finnerty, which isn't a bad place to start, and then Renfro, who's looked sharper than he's looked all season. So Alisic will kick off with 25 seconds left in the half. Holloway will field it at the Calgary 15. And he gets hit head on by Cummings at the 25-yard line. Kevin Cummings leading the tacklers downfield.
Well, you wonder with the change in quarterbacks, with Danny Barrett now backing up Renfro instead of John Congemi, if that little shift kind of made Renfro think, well, maybe it's, you know, if I don't get things going, Barrett will be in soon. And if that's the case, Gilbert Renfro has responded, and very positively, to the pressure.
And there has been very little Calgary pressure on Renfro. The offensive line of the Argos has done a terrific job tonight of protecting their quarterback, and that's played a big role in his success. Warman completes a first down pass to Tim Petros for a short gain of close to 4 yards out near the Calgary 30 with 16 seconds left until halftime.
Not exactly the play they were looking for, the release pass out of the backfield to the running back.
Gil Finnerty, 3 touchdowns. He's gone over 100 yards rushing in this first half. Caught a few passes for good measure.
There's good reason to smile, doesn't he? Report on Chris Schultz is he was taken to the dressing room so they could get a jump on the halftime and get a closer look at that left knee of his as Rodney Harding gets back to his feet. Yeah, I asked a couple of the coaches before the game if there's the extra pressure on them with the short weeks, and you know, coaching is a very emotional spot.
Yeah, it's difficult to prepare when you only have 3 and 4 days between games. This is Holloway with the ball. He has a great speed, but he's not able to find the room he needs. As Noble, Terry Noble, the cornerback replacing the injured Carl Brazeley, came up to make the stop. 4 seconds remaining until halftime. The Argos, when they were in Regina last Friday, started a series of 4 games in 15 days. They'll play in Hamilton on Monday night, and then they'll play Saskatchewan at home a week from Friday. And of course, the good thing about this schedule, Neil, is they don't have to travel because Hamilton isn't really a road trip.
No, but it still gives very little time for the little injuries, like Landry has a twisted knee, and a few of the offensive linemen have the injuries to recover, because they, you know, there was another 2 days before this game, like there used to be, they would have time, as the Argonauts, more specifically Bob Obilovich, looked like he was calling a timeout.
Argos did use their timeout to stop the clock. 4 seconds left. That'll make Glenn Harper punt the ball. Argos have 1 man back. They'll go for the block. Good snap to Harper, and it's blocked by Jake Vaughn. Visco has a touchdown if he can pick up the ball. Tony Visco, touchdown Argos.
Watch where Jake Vaughn goes, not to the punter, but to the spot to where the ball's being dropped. Excellent timing. Gets those hands out, keeps them together so the ball won't go in between them. And because of that effort, you get a good look. It's just outman.
Boy, that's a killer for the Stampeders, Neil.
Is this a treat or not? Right here.
Rookie Tony Visco.
Got so excited he forgot he was on the extra point team.
Yeah, that was now he's leaving the field. 23-yard run by Visco after Jake Vaughn blocked the punt. The Argos will be called for taking too long here as they got fouled up in terms of who should be on the field for the convert due to the excitement of blocking a punt on the last play of the half. You know, and a team can only take so many blows. The Stampeders have battled back from 14-0 to make it 15-10, and now 2 touchdowns in 25 seconds. The Argos are going to take a 29-10 lead to the dressing room at halftime. If Chomik makes the convert, and he does. And so 30 minutes are complete at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto, and the Argos, with that explosion late in the second quarter, have a 19-point lead.
The best way to build the family car you want is to simply start with the car you want and add more room. The amazingly versatile, incredibly agile, fuel-sipping Mazda 5. Having kids has never been cooler.
Wait, is this right? Small blizzards are just $2.99? Oreo? Strawberry cheesequake? Banana cream pie? Any of them? Just $2.99 for a limited time? Man, that deal's so good it almost feels like stealing. Do it. Do it. And now do a pumpkin pie blizzard. Also just $2.99.
From decorating to renovating,
homeowners help you more.
we're 100% Canadian owned.
We have plans for all kinds of projects,
Big or small.
We help you save during the home renovation sale.
Right now, when you buy $150 worth of Owens Corning pink fiberglass insulation, you get a $25 home hardware gift card to help with any home improvement project.
We have all the building materials you need
During the home renovation sale.
Homeowners helping homeowners.
Only at Home Hardware Building Center.
The best way to build the family car you want is to simply start with the car you want and add more room. The amazingly versatile, incredibly agile, fuel-sipping Mazda 5. Having kids has never been cooler.
Well, what compounds the Stampeder problem, if a 19-point deficit, Neil, against anybody isn't a big enough problem to overcome, they're going against the team with the best defensive record in the CFL, a team that has allowed 15 points per game, and in 4 of 7 games has given up fewer than 12. They're 19 points down. I am painting a bleak picture, I guess, for the Stampeders, and we have seen stranger things happen, but I'm trying to illustrate the challenge they face in this second half.
Well, I'm sure that Larry Kaharich's halftime talk was a little bit more upbeat than that. I know they realize what they have to do, and they have to do an awful lot in respect to execution. Their defense has to come up tougher and really nullify the long drives, of which Toronto have had great success doing tonight. And when you drive the ball, everyone knows you use up the clock, and that's valuable time that the Stampeders need on offense.
Now, when the Stampeders are in the dressing room at halftime, they all have to be talking themselves out of being deflated, don't they? When you give up 14 points in the last 30 seconds of a half after you've gotten back into a game, boy, that's got to hurt.
Yeah, again, it comes back to the word that I think it applies the best, and that's frustrating.
JT Hay kicks off. to start the second half. Dwight Edwards at the 26. And he finds some room down the right side. Stopped at the Stampeder 52-yard line. Gilbert Renfro has completed 11 passes in a row. Gil Finnerty rushed for 109 yards in the first half. 353 yards in offense. That's way ahead of the Argos' season average for total offense per game.
Pretty efficient as the Argos get ready to snap the ball here. They're going to have to do it in the second half without big tackle Chris Schultz, who will not return to the football game, which leaves the Argonauts with one backup offensive lineman now.
Here's a handoff to Warren Hudson. He's not going to outrun Kenny Ford. Ford stops him at center field. A loss of 3 yards.
Well, that's the type of play you need. You need quick penetration. See Ford, all sorts of things happening around him. He's got his hands out in front of him. He's able to move without being attacked or blocked. Takes the man down with some help by Harold Hallman.
He can move. Kenny Ford has really done a job for the Stampeders since coming over in the Scott Flagel trade. Second down and 13. Argos at center field. Renfro throws. Jeff Boyd complete. The 37-yard line of the Stamps. Ron Hopkins, the man on the coverage, but a perfect pattern, a perfect throw.
And they had to. The pressure's coming from the Stampeders. Jeff Boyd's going to shove downfield, leaning a bit to the inside, and then breaks it out. Breaking it out past the first down marker.
That is 12 completions in a row for Gilbert Renfro. Jeff Boyd, after catching one pass for 3 yards in Regina last week, is having a large night. Renfro puts it out deep, and it's almost intercepted by Chris Major, who went up and got both hands on it, but when he hit the ground, the ball was gone.
Watching that play and thinking of Chris Major, wishing I'm sure he had done that same type of reaction last week. Unable to this time, he does it, and a good play. Gets in front of the receiver. His timing is perfect. Here he comes in. His eyes are on the football. The timing of the jump is excellent. He just can't squeeze it.
Darrell Smith, the intended receiver. Major having quite a year, and Renfro's string of completions is halted at 12. Argos 2nd and 10 from the Stampeder 37, just underway in the second half. 29-10 Toronto. Renfro throws, no good, intended for Boyd at the Stampeder 15.
Well, it's the second time the Argonauts, more specifically Gilbert Renfro, has tried to find his receivers in the seam and has come very close. That time, if not for Derek Taylor coming over, Boyd might have had the catch.
Lance Chomick will attempt a field goal from the 44-yard line. He tried one earlier tonight, but a penalty negated the try, and after the penalty was assessed, the Argos punted the ball. Chomick has it up. He has the distance, not by much, but you don't need it by much, and he has it in the right area. It's 3 points for the Argonauts and a 32-10 lead over the Calgary Stampeders. 2 minutes and 3 seconds into the third quarter.
Bob Obilovich said to me today, if every time we get in a scoring situation inside the 45, we have to come away with points. And he's not talking about a single point on a punt, but a touchdown or a field goal. And he said, if we do that, I would think our offense is producing some consistency and well on our way.
Well, Obilovich is a very demanding coach. Up to this point, I don't think he could find anything wrong with his offense. Stampeders start from their 35. Petros carrying, gets 5. Turning it back upfield. Nolan Harper and Doug Landry were in on the stop.
Stampeders not going away from what seems to be their game plan. Sweep to the wide side of the field with Petros, and I think if they came back running and gunning immediately, the Argos might have their way with them defensively, but there's still a long time to play.
2nd and 5. Warman dumps it off to Petros. He'll have a first down up to the 49 of Calgary. Tim Petros having quite a year. He has scored 6 touchdowns on the season. He's rushed for over 300 yards and caught passes for close to 200.
And many of them have been like this. When the linebacker doesn't come, the responsibility of the running back is gone. So many times they just head out into the flat, become a relief receiver for the quarterback.
This is John Williams on first down, and he finds some room. Busts it down to the Toronto 43-yard line. Kuharich wanted to make ample use of Williams tonight, Neil, but the way the first half went, the Stampeders weren't able to get Williams the ball as much as they wanted to.
Well, a few more times like that, and if he's able to turn the corner as he did, and the Stampeders are able to seal that corner for him so he can turn around, get upfield, they'll have some successes.
Injured Stampeder, I think it's one of their receivers who was downfield and got tangled up with an Argo. Okay, Tony Dennis is the Calgary player that is being attended to.
Well, he threw a block downfield away from the play, being aggressive, trying to get the defensive backs on, sit back a little bit.
Maybe got poked in the eye.
Well, Pat Clayton, the athletic therapist, was checking them both. Of course, he can only check both because that's all he's got.
He's only got 2 eyes, yeah. The Stampeders, 1st and 10 at the Argo 43. 32-10 Toronto. Warman finds Tim Petros, who steps away from a tackler and gets to the 30. Gain of 13. Stampeder first down. Good looking Calgary drive, and this is what they need, trailing by 22 points.
Your guess of being poked in the eye, Bob, was exactly right. That's what happened. It'll take a while to get the focus back.
Warman sprints on first down. Has Tolbert wide open at the 25. He's not able to quite get to the 20, so he'll come up a yard short of a first down. But another successful play for the Stampeders.
Well, they sprint to the field where the blitz is coming from. Halfback Selwyn Drain tries to get upfield quickly, but Warman makes a good read with Tolbert getting out into the flat quickly to give him a place to throw it. That's the type of adjustments they need against this Argonaut defense.
Tolbert having a good night wide right with Willis on 2nd and a yard from the 21. Warman hands off to Petros, and he has the first down easily, getting through to the Argo 17 or 18-yard line.
When Kulka gets up, see him holding that left arm close to his body, means, you know, who knows what it means. Sometimes it's just a quick jar to the shoulder. Probably have to get a rope and drag him out of the game if they want to get him out.
You and I saw Kulka earlier today without any clothes on the upper part of his body, and is he ever huge?
Yeah, he's pretty well chiseled for a big man, isn't he?
Oh. Warman looks for Willis, but he can't get to it in the Toronto end zone.
Warman's pass intended for Willis. Complete.
9:35 left in the third quarter. 32-10 Toronto. The Stampeders are 2nd and 10 at the Argo 18. Warman with time, has a man open, touchdown. Marshall Toner hit hard, and he lost the ball, but he had possession of it long enough, and the Stampeders have the touchdown.
Well, you don't have to have it long, and he had it just long enough before Lou Delorier came and rocked him pretty good from behind. Marshall Toner has to get away from Willie Pless, who's trying to get out to his zone area. Gives Toner a bump, but he keeps going and finds that soft spot. He's in right now for Tony Dennis.
That makes it 32-16 Argos. And J.T. Hay can make it a 32-17 football game in Toronto's favor, and he does.
It's tough. It's a truck, and it's a Ford F-150.
I've got a job to do.
And this truck makes it easier.
Tailgate step.
Box side steps.
I can stow the back seats with one hand.
Look at this. Tool inventory control. It's a mobile office. Why didn't anybody else think of this stuff? It took Ford to figure it out.
Count me in.
I've been waiting a long time for this.
Ford's getting it done.
I drive one.
I drive one.
I drive one. The new 2010 F-150. This is Ford today. Drive one.
Foreigner Can't Slow Down. Their first new album in 15 years.
3-disc set also includes 10 greatest hits remixed and a live in-concert DVD. Can't Slow Down. Available now at Walmart.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players jump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can.
NHL 10, rated everyone 10 and up. EA Sports, it's a game.
This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is $20 million. Lotto Max, live your dreams to the max.
Ford has pulled off a game changer. It's the Ford Taurus.
The new Ford Taurus. Just look at it. Loaded with the latest technology. Blind spot monitoring.
Cross-traffic alert system.
Sync voice activation. Push button start. Rear view backup camera. 6-speed paddle shifting. I can get it in all-wheel drive.
Load it. Load it.
It's loaded. Fun to drive. Fuel efficient. It's powerful.
It's today. I love the new Taurus.
The 2010 Taurus.
Only from Ford.
This is Ford today. Drive one.
Rick Warman has just thrown his second touchdown pass of the night, his 12th of the season. And he's having a pretty good night. But his Calgary Stampeders are still 15 points down to the Toronto Argonauts. It's 32-17, 5:42 the time of the score. Warman to Marshall Toner for the touchdown. We're in the third quarter.
Well, Warman getting some protection. He also has the ability, being flexible and almost like on a rail when he's in that pocket, to slide and evade some pressure. So if they work hard for him, he can get the ball downfield and complete some passes.
Pernell Moore hit at the 35-yard line by Sean Faulkner, who came flying through there to cut Moore down.
Here's an example of what protection will do for you. It allows Marshall Toner to not only get bumped, disrupted a little bit. You see a nice clear view. There's that movement. Warman steps up and unloads.
You know, the two Calgary touchdowns tonight, Neil, have been through the air, which means that the Argos have yet to surrender a rushing touchdown this season.
That's incredible, isn't it?
That underlines how well they have played defensively, particularly in their own goal area. Gil Finnerty with a first down carry gets 5 to the 40, but a penalty flag accompanies Finnerty on his trip to the turf, and it's holding against the Toronto Argonauts.
Well, that's what the Stampeders have to work for. Getting up past the line of scrimmage in one of those gaps that Finnerty is going to pick and make him change his mind. And then, of course, once he's changed his mind, you see Lamont Jeffers do a good job of sliding off the block. Have some pursuit. You've got to have people coming to the football when you have a person like Finnerty running it. Because if you don't, he'll escape, as he has many times, that one tackler and be gone.
Finnerty has 3 touchdowns tonight. That's Carl Braisley, the injured Argonaut, who was unable to play tonight. Terry Noble, a rookie, replacing him on the corner. 1st and 20, Argos from their 25 after the holding penalty. Renfro to Hudson, makes a good catch up at the 31. The ball comes loose, but the play had been whistled dead. Gain of 6 for Hudson and the Argos. 8:26 to go, third quarter. It's 32-17 for Toronto. The Argos looking to up their record to 7-1 as Kenny Ford, who once again has been all over the field, makes the stop on Hudson. Second down and 14. Argos at their 31. Renfro, lots of time, finds Dwight Edwards at the 45. That is a first down, it appears, for the Argos. They needed to get to the 45. They mark it at the 46. So Gilbert Renfro converts a second and long.
Enough to move the sticks. You see the pressure coming. Stamps are blitzing. That puts man-to-man coverage downfield. Dwight Edwards is able to get inside David McCreary. And I think when you look back at the Stampeders and the success and the problems that they've had this year, most of it comes in the secondary when they've gone man coverage. The defense has had much more success when they drop back and play different types of zone.
Finnerty carries on first down and bowls through across the 50 to the 51 for a gain of 5 yards. Renfro Neal has just thrown some beautiful passes tonight. His execution has been perfect on some of his throws. You couldn't ask for better thrown footballs.
Well, when you hear coaches talk about Gilbert Renfro and some of the qualities he possesses, compared sometimes to Warren Moon, the way he stands in the pocket and throws the strikes, good-sized quarterback. I think tonight we're seeing an opportunity or seeing the chance to really see some of these qualities that does make him very similar to some of the greats that have played.
2nd and 5. Argos at their 51. Renfro wants to put it up again. Lots of time. Look at this. Finds Edwards. He's at Jeff Boyd. It's Jeff Boyd at the Calgary 51. And that's going to be a Toronto first down. Another one.
Well, when you give your quarterback that much time, he's going to complete some passes. Look, he's put the watch on him. He's just standing there on his toes. They can't get close enough. And again, I think we have to give the credit to that offensive line. They're a little bit wounded. Chris Schultz is out, but they're doing a heck of a job in protecting their quarterback.
Jeff Boyd has got 6 passes for 148 yards. 1st and 10 Argos, Calgary 51. A fake by Renfro, who has lots of time off to the right, puts it up long, and it's no good. Darrell Smith, the intended receiver, but he was unable to break for the end zone, and Renfro had the throw go beyond the 3 players who were down in that area.
Well, we haven't seen Renfro sprint much tonight, but both times he's been outside, hasn't been bothered by a defensive player. That time he was accompanied by Dan Ferroni, the guard. But when you do sprint, you really cut down the field on where you can throw the football, and unless you get someone open quickly or coming back to the ball, the defense, I think, has a bit of an advantage.
5 minutes, 40 seconds left, 3rd quarter, 32-17. Toronto leading Calgary. Argos 2nd and 10, and we have a screen to Finnerty. Gets away from the first man, Gil Finnerty. Down to the Calgary 47. He'll gain 3 yards and leave the Argos with a 3rd and 7. But the play would have lost 3 yards if not for Finnerty's skills.
Well, it's interesting, just as the Stampeders start to get a little bit more pressure on Finnerty, or on Renfro, he dumps the ball off in a screen to Finnerty. Their timing and play calling has been really outstanding tonight.
Hank Alisic will punt on 3rd down and 7. The ball at the Calgary 47. Hank hasn't had much work tonight as the Argos have controlled the football. Most times they've had their hands on it. Alisic trying to angle this one out of bounds. Did he do it? No, it landed in the end zone, just in bounds. It's fielded by Sean Faulkner, and he will concede a single point. 5 minutes remaining in the 3rd quarter. The Argos up by 15.
The best interceptions are the ones you saw coming. The best hits are the ones you can almost feel. The best receptions are the ones you thought were impossible. And the best fumbles are the other teams. Rule number 88. Sundays are sacred.
Looking for great value? Try our delicious classic menu with sandwiches for just $3.29. Satisfy your appetite the affordable way every day. Subway. Think fresh. Eat fresh.
Ford has pulled off a game changer. It's the Ford Taurus.
The new Ford Taurus. Just look at it.
Loaded with the latest technology.
Blind spot monitoring.
Cross-traffic alert system.
Sync voice activation. Push button start.
Rear view backup camera.
6-speed paddle shifting. I can get it in all-wheel drive.
Load it. Load it.
It's loaded.
Fun to drive.
Fuel efficient.
It's powerful.
It's today.
I love the new Taurus.
The 2010 Taurus.
Only from Ford.
This is Ford today. Drive one.
From the makers of Mobil 1, the official motor oil of NASCAR, come 2 motor oils specially engineered to enhance performance at specific stages of your car's life. Mobil Super 1000 for newer vehicles and Mobil Super 2000 for high mileage engines. Premium performance and protection for the vehicle you drive every day. Ask for the Mobil product that's right for you at your next oil change.
2 minutes and 42 seconds left in the third quarter at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. Larry Kuharich, the 42-year-old head coach of the Calgary Stampeders, just had his team gamble on 3rd and 12. They didn't make it, marking the 15th time this season the Argos have taken the football over on downs. Renfro hit hard as he tries to throw on first down. And David McCrary, the defensive back for the Stampeders, had the best shot at the football.
Looked like the Stampeder front four a little bit cranked up. Stu Laird coming in, tries to get the leverage position, tries to jam that arm underneath to the left side of Kelvin Prunster. Prunster with a good shuffle, stays in front of Laird, doesn't allow him to get that one side or the other.
Football at the Calgary 53, 33-17. The Argos lead. Renfro having a little trouble with the ball, gets the pass off, and it's intercepted by Derek Taylor at the 44 of the Stampeders.
Well, a bit of a lift for the Stampeders. They get the ball back, good field position. That gamble right now has not hurt them. Things turned around. You're going to see Gilbert Renfro bobble the ball. Now come out, it looks like he's kind of got pretty good position. Now tries to string the ball in there. Finley's in his face. Just a good play by Derek Taylor.
That is the first interception of the football game. Derek Taylor with his second of the season. Rookie from North Carolina State. And the Stamps, with 1:55 left in the third, have the ball back, which is what they desperately need. Rick Warman fires for Holloway, complete at the 44 of Toronto. Reggie Pleasant all over Holloway, but he made the catch for a gain of 21 yards. Gil Finnerty with 3 touchdowns. Toronto leading the Stampeders 33-17. The Argos getting 2 of their touchdowns in the last 30 seconds of the first half. Warman is hit just as he tried to release the football. It'll be an incomplete pass. Stampeders second down and 10 at the Toronto 44-yard line. Time running out in the third quarter, 1:10 to go. Warman has not gone to Larry Willis much tonight, and Warman will do well to get out of this jam. No, he's down at the Argo 48-yard line. Gerald Bayless led the Toronto defensive pressure. Willie Pless was in on it too.
You see Warman gets back in the pocket, but never really will get an opportunity to set himself up. A little bit of a roll to the right to get away from some pressure. What normally has worked out before for him, stepping up. The Argos did a good job of closing those lanes down. Willie Pless coming up the middle and completely eliminating any chance to scramble.
Stampeders having some trouble with that movement by the Toronto defensive front. Harper will punt on 3rd down and 13 from the Argo 47. And he just got it away. Jake Vaughn, who blocked one near the end of the first half, almost got there. This is Pernell Moore with some fancy footwork, finally stopped at the 21-yard line by Sean Faulkner with 40 seconds left in the third quarter.
Chris Schultz limping around with that sore knee. They're not really sure what's wrong, and instead of taking a chance, it's best with the game in hand that he get out of his football clothes and put on those everyday clothes.
The Argos need to give their banged up players as much of a chance as they can to get healthy. And this is another one, Neil.
Doug Landry came into this game with a twisted knee. Bob Obilovich said it would be a classic example if we had another day or so between games, he would have a chance to recover. Offensive line coach Tom Higgins there holds a meeting with the big guys, picking up those stunts.
Telling story about the job Bob Obilovich has done here. This is his 7th season as coach of the Argos. In the 8 years before Obilovich arrived on the scene, the Argos finished last 7 times. 7 out of those 8 years preceding Obilovich's arrival, they were a last place team. And under Obilovich, they have had 4 first place finishes and been to the Grey Cup 3 times. So with 35 seconds left in the third quarter, the Argos are 1st and 10 at their 21-yard line. Gil Finnerty, good hole, out to the 33, tripped up by Derek Taylor.
I don't know. You talk about him so many times, use so many words to describe, but watch this acceleration, this little gallop move right here. You almost think if Derek Taylor hadn't got that shoestring tackle, he might have been on the way to his longest run of the year.
Argos 1st and 10 from their 33. And here's Gill, the thrill again, jumping over a Calgary Stampeder, breaking a tackle and out to the 39 for a gain of about 6 on a play that ends the third quarter at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto with the Argonauts in control.
Hello out there, we're on the air, it's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players jump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can.
NHL 10, rated everyone 10 and up. EA Sports, it's a game.
Is your car ready for winter? Visit Midas for tires and all your car care needs. Right now at Midas, with the purchase and installation of 4 tires, you'll receive a free winter maintenance package. Be safe. Trust the Midas touch.
Volkswagen, das Auto.
Argos out to up their record to 7-1. That's what they'll do if they can hold on and win this game. Renfro all night, and he finds Jeff Boyd up at the 47-yard line. The Stampeders think that Boyd dropped the football, and Boyd appeared to be a bit unsure himself.
Well, we're going to get a chance to see if he was able to get those arms cradled underneath the football. The ball's low. He's coming towards it. He has to go down. Did it go through? And those goalposts are just in the wrong spot, aren't they?
That was hard to tell from that look, but the officials have ruled that Boyd did not catch the football. Although the Argos argue vehemently that he did. The replay inconclusive.
Usually a pretty good idea whether the ball was caught or not is how irate the receiver is. And Jeff Boyd kind of, well, I think I caught it. And not much complaining after that.
Well, when he looked around to see if they were going to give him credit.
See if anyone was looking.
Yeah, it's kind of a tip-off that maybe he did drop it. That's what they've ruled. 3rd down and 4, and Olesic will punt. And Holloway will receive at the 35. And he's not able to get around the corner.
Illegal block. Calgary number 79. 1st down. Illegal block. What happened, Greg? You get him underneath? Low? Low? No, I got him on his shoulder.
Rick Warman from the 24. The Stampeders were penalized on that punt return for an illegal block. Warman long for Holloway, wide open. And he's down to the Argo 42-yard line. Derek Holloway gives Calgary a big gain into Toronto territory.
Rick Warman was able to buy just enough time to allow Holloway come all the way across the field. The ball's going to be dropped well behind Landry, and you could almost feel that Holloway was going to get, he felt like he was going to get an opportunity to run with the ball after he caught it. There he goes, moving laterally. Kulka's in his face.
Rick Warman has thrown a couple of touchdown passes tonight. Has the Stampeders at the Argo 42 with a 1st and 10. Pumps, has to move, gets the ball away, and it should have been caught. Instead, it's intercepted by Willie Pless. Derek Holloway had the ball go right through his hands.
Well, those are the things you look back on when you watch the films tomorrow, and I think you said it. The ball should have been caught. And not only was it not caught by a Stampeder, you're going to see Warman, I mean, this is a tough throw. He's going one way. He just sidearms it underneath Landry's arm. Very catchable, but the ever alert Willie Pless coming through the area looking to make a hit. Came up with something even better this time.
You know, when a quarterback goes to that much trouble to make that good a play,
you better catch the ball.
Well, he shouldn't have to pay for it with an interception, but he did. And Jeff Boyd has a 1st down hitch pass from Renfro and gains in the area of 5 yards. We had a penalty flag, and now we have another. .12:17 left, 4th quarter. Toronto leading Calgary 33-17.
Well, I think it all started with that block to the outside. What might have been called a clip by the officials, and then the fellas figured they would discuss a few things afterwards, exchanging recipes, golf handicaps, things like that.
Yeah. Bob Obelovich with John Kangemi standing behind him, out of uniform.
Major foul, unnecessary roughness, Toronto. Objectionable conduct, Calgary. 2nd down.
So both teams get called, and it'll be 2nd down.
Consider that one somewhat of a saw-off as Ellis Rainsberger takes exception to what is going on in the field, either that or the call.
They called rough play on the Argos after Jeff Boyd caught the pass. And after it's all sorted out, it's 2nd and 10 Argos from their 46. Renfro rifles it to Smith. Darrell Smith is to the Calgary 42-yard line for a 1st down.
Darrell Smith had mentioned weeks ago he wanted to see the football a little bit more. And this is what he does so well. Watch him get down, make a nice cut to the inside, turns Derek Taylor around, and now he sees a chance to break one.
2nd catch of the night for Darrell Smith as Renfro continues to roll up the yards. Smith and Boyd wide left, and that's a pretty good combination. Here's Gil Finnerty, and he's not able to find the room he was looking for. He'll get 2 or 3 yards close to the Calgary 40.
Stampeders, pretty good job of stringing it out here. You see Jim Kardash, who's moved to left tackle, replacing Schultz. He'll try to face off the defensive lineman. Look at them, keep popping him outside. Just a nice job, and then who's there but number 41? Ford to turn him in, and Quincy Williams makes the tackle.
Boy, has Kenny Ford ever been in on a lot of tackles tonight. Again, 2nd down and a long 7. Argos at the Calgary 40. Renfro with time. Throws complete. Dwight Edwards at the 25. Chris Major brings him down. But the Argos have another 1st down. There is a penalty flag, though, back near the line of scrimmage. And it's holding against Toronto, so this one will come back.
Holding. Toronto number 56. 2nd down and 2.
Center Ian Beckstad is called for holding, and he's the only member of the Toronto offensive line, Neil, who doesn't have an injury of some kind.
And I think that might be different after this game. I've watched him limp around a couple times after the play's been over. I think what you're going to see is some great pressure by the Stampeders, but watch just the simple flick by Gilbert Renfro. Just, I mean, tremendous strength. He's on the other side of the field, and he throws that all the way across to Dwight Edwards.
2nd down over. 17 to go. Argos at the Calgary 50. And it's a screen to Finnerty. Does he get away? Yes, he gets away from the first tackler and is down to the 41 of the Stampeders for a gain of 9, leaving the Argos 8 yards short of a 1st down.
Well, Fennerty leaves a wake of tacklers behind him. Lamont Jeffers, number 95, I'm sure figured he had him and that there was no question about it.
25-year-old Gil Fennerty. As we look at 28-year-old Hank Elisick, 28 years old in his 12th CFL season.
Came right out of high school in Edmonton to kick for the Eskimos. Was on a number of Grey Cup teams with them.
6 Grey Cup rings in his jewelry case. And he tries to angle this one out of bounds and does.
This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is $20 million. Lotto Max, live your dreams to the max.
Hello out there, we're on the air. It's hockey night tonight. Tension grows, the whistle blows, and the puck goes down the ice. The goalie jumps and the players jump and the fans all go insane. Someone roars, Bobby scores at the good old hockey game. Oh, the good old hockey game is the best game you can.
NHL 10, rated everyone 10 and up. EA Sports, it's a game.
Time is starting to build a strong case against the Calgary Stampeders. 9:23 left, fourth quarter. The Stamps trailing 33-17 to Toronto. And deep in their own territory at their 14-yard line after a Hank Elisick punt. Warman to Petros on a draw. And he'll gain 4 yards, maybe 5. Landry has a bruised hip, but he came up with a solid defensive play there.
An outstanding play. The Stampeders give him a set. There he is on the left side of your screen. Hangs in there. Doesn't bite on the pass for a second. Takes on the blocker. And then makes the tackle.
Textbook middle linebacking play. Warman swings it out to Petros, who has to fall to get down and get the football, and then was unable to get up and make the yardage he needed for a first down.
This defense is now beginning to tee off as we get a look at Terry Noble, who, so he said, replaces Carl Brazeley. He took every snap this week in practice because of Brazeley's foot, but they figured Brazeley would be able to come back and play. That is not the case, and as you see, not a bad shot. He's just, Terry Noble's one of the fellas that the Argonauts found in their free agent camp in Michigan this year. A couple other notable starters, Nolan Harper and Pernell Moore. So I'd say that they should be holding that camp every year because they've got some good ball players out of it.
Well, it's remarkable how many good players free agent camps have turned up. This is a fake, and there's nothing but room for Tim Petros, who has a chance to go all the way. No, he'll be run down, or will he? He's to the 20-yard line, the 19-yard line of the Toronto Argonauts. 8:05 left in the fourth quarter. The Stampeders get a big play that they very badly needed.
From the makers of Mobil 1, the official motor oil of NASCAR, come 2 motor oils specially engineered to enhance performance at specific stages of your car's life. Mobil Super 1000 for newer vehicles and Mobil Super 2000 for high mileage engines. Premium performance and protection for the vehicle you drive every day. Ask for the Mobil product that's right for you at your next oil change.
Volkswagen, das Auto. 後
Rule number 19, keep your friends close. Number 20, keep your enemies closer. Number 76, choose your friends wisely.
With the Argonauts in good position, ahead, well ahead, the Tank Landry is out of the game. He'll be replaced by Bruce Elliott at the middle linebacker spot.
Second-year player from Western Ontario, 23-year-old Bruce Elliott gets a chance to get some playing time. 3:30 left, fourth quarter. 16-point Toronto lead. Stampeders first and 10 of their 28. Warman chased by Kulka and caught for a loss of 3 and a penalty flag. Holding against the Stampeders is the indication from head referee Ross Perrier.
Argonauts making a couple of other changes. Blaine Schmidt, who's been in for the last quarter and a bit, played very well at the defensive tackle spot. He'd love to get himself a sack, wouldn't he?
Oh.
Major foul, face mask, Calgary number 67, second down.
Rudy Phillips is called for the face mask penalty, but the Argonauts have declined it, or have they? No, they're going to take the penalty.
Why is it second down then? Should be first? How did we lose it down? Why?
Larry Kuharich is wondering why it is second down instead of first down over, and I don't know whether they're ruling this penalty perhaps came after the completion of the play.
That's what it has to be, or it would be a first down again.
Yeah. Must be what they're ruling. So it's second down and 25. Stampeders from their 12-yard line. 3 wide receivers to the left. Warman sprints that way and dumps it off to Petros, who doesn't get away from Willie Pless. Delorier helping with the tackle. Petros up to the 23, but well short of a Stampeder first down with 2:58 left in the fourth quarter.
Foreigner Can't Slow Down, their first new album in 15 years. 3-disc set also includes 10 greatest hits remixed and a live in-concert DVD. Can't Slow Down, available now at Walmart.
This Friday's Lotto Max jackpot is $20 million. Lotto Max, live your dreams to the max.
Fall. A season synonymous with vibrant colors. Fresh air. Walking in the woods. Bird watching. And running. Whatever you're into, Celebrex wishes you a happy season. Ask your doctor about Celebrex.
What you're looking at is a world-class luxury crossover. 8-passenger luxury. 5-star crash safety ratings. The best highway fuel efficiency rating. And introducing the 60-day satisfaction guarantee. If you don't love it, return it. Simple as that. The 2010 Enclave, the luxury crossover from Buick. See your Buick dealer today.
You're watching ESPN Classic.
Gil Fenerty has had a big night for the Toronto Argonauts, who lead the Calgary Stampeders 33-17. Stampeders punting on 3rd and long. Harper gets it out of bounds, but doesn't get it very far downfield before it went out of bounds. They'll mark it out at the 45-yard line of the Stampeders. 2 minutes and 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And Larry Kuharich, who has had to watch his team go 2-2 in their last 4 games, even though they played so well in all 4 and lost the last 2 in the last minute and a half of each game. must be feeling, well, frustration, you name it, he's feeling it. And Gil Fenerty has provided some of the pain that Kuharich has felt this evening. It's also the second consecutive game that the Stampeders have had a touchdown called back because of a penalty. They scored earlier in this quarter, but it was called back for holding. Here's Gil Fenerty, another good gain to the 28-yard line of the Stampeders. First down, Argos. Fenerty continues to roll up the yards.
Well, running backs that have success like this have a great awareness and great sense around them. And this opportunity, watch him almost slow right down to let Bob Skemp, 64, get in front of him and then direct and say, hey, let's go going upfield. I'll follow you. And that's exactly what happens. And Fenerty reminds me so much of the days that I watched the great Dick Shadow.
Fenerty carrying from the 28 on first down, gets another 6 or 7 through the middle. You know, his offensive line has done a terrific job for him tonight, but he makes so many of those yards on his own, Neil, by, as you said on the last play, just pausing and reading. And he has that, I think, that vision that the outstanding running backs need to have. Fenerty has just hit the 200-yard mark rushing on the night. And he'll add 1 or 2 to that. Would you believe 4 or 5 on second down and 3? He pops through for a first down, and you can hear the fans at Exhibition Stadium. That noise is for Gil the Thrill.
Well, Bob Abilovich told us last week he figured it was going to come soon. He thought it might have happened last week. Very stingy Saskatchewan defense didn't let it happen, but this week, right from the word go, the first 4 plays of the game went to that man, Gil Fenerty, and they haven't stopped.
First down, Argos, and 10 from the 17. Fenerty again. He has now gone over 700 yards rushing on the season. He gets to the Stampeder 10 for a gain of 7.
Well, if you can't find this fella exciting, you don't have a heartbeat, because I think he's shown us everything.
And he looked on that play maybe a little bit tired.
Yeah, but don't you believe it. He doesn't want to get this ball right now and take it in the end zone. He might get the opportunity.
2nd and 3. Guess who? And Fenerty will be close to an Argo first down around the 7 of the Stamps. 56 seconds left on the clock at Exhibition Stadium. The Argos putting the finishing touches on a 7th straight victory, which would be a modern era club record, and on a 9th straight home victory, which is an all-time club record.
Well, when you're having success running the football, the game certainly moves along quickly, and maybe more importantly, keeps the ball away from the opponent's offense.
Now, who do you suppose will carry on 1st and goal from the 7?
Well,
stymied, aren't you?
If I was a betting man, I'd say number 6.
Aha! Fenerty, this time he stopped. He'll gain 1, maybe 2 yards. David McCrary moved up from his defensive halfback spot. I think maybe the Stampeders were kind of expecting Fenerty to get the ball there too. Renfro looking to the sidelines for some guidance on what to call here on 2nd and goal from the Stampeder 5. Fenerty having an Argo club record rushing tonight. He's over 200 yards. And he's got it again. He'll get a couple down to the 3 of the Stampeders.
1955.
The Toronto club record was set by Corky Tharp in 1955. He rushed for 202 yards. Fenerty has broken that. And on 3rd and goal from the 3, the Argos are going to go for the touchdown. Fenerty's up to 219. Barring a penalty, this will be the final play of the game, and will it end with Finnerty scoring his 4th touchdown? The outcome doesn't ride on it, and Finnerty doesn't get there. He stopped at the 1, but the Argos send their fans home in a delighted, raucous mood, as not only do they win again, but they win with dash and with flair. And that's if the fans of Toronto have had a complaint this year, Neil, despite all the winning. It's that, yeah, but you don't do it with pizzazz.
Well, you can't find any more pizzazz than we've seen tonight. The defense, as usual, has been very solid. You expect that almost from the Argonauts, but the offense has been spectacular, and spectacular not only with Gil the Thrill Finnerty, but the execution by Gilbert Renfro, the receivers, the outstanding job by the offensive line. I think if you're going to talk about a complete performance by a football team in 1988 so far, the Toronto Argonauts has given that exactly that tonight.
Traps it. Here he goes, bidding for one. Here's the clear. Here it is. He scores! Hextall scored a goal on the empty net.
This is the first time in my 40 years being around this game that I've actually seen a goaltender do that.
You're watching ESPN Classic. The proverbial perfect day for football is no better than this one. Warm sunshine, no wind. The Toronto Argonauts and the Edmonton Eskimos for the 2nd time in as many weeks. The Eskimos winning by 17 points last week. The Argos promise a better performance today, and in the 4th quarter they were beaten last week. Otherwise, though, Tom, it was an even game, as the score of 21-all after 3 quarters indicated.
I thought both teams played pretty well. The Argos certainly didn't have difficulty moving the football, but they didn't have any finish, and I think it cost them the game, although the Eskimos came on very strongly in the 2nd half in Edmonton last week.
As Hank Olisic gets set to kick off, we tell you that Henry Williams and Stephen Jones are deep for the Edmonton Eskimos. The kick to Jones' side may go out of bounds. Indeed it does, and that'll be a penalty right off the bat against the Argos.
Both these teams did a pretty good job last week, I thought, Dave, in special teams, and Bob Obilovich alluded to that fact at the top of our show. Some very dangerous receivers for both teams. Of course, the Gizmo, he's king of the castle in that department. Pernell Moore has really razzle-dazzled people back here this year. Both very dangerous. If they get a block, they're capable of going all the way at any time.
Illegal kickoff. Toronto number 8.
There you see that Joe Faragelli has had some problems during his career with the Argonauts, and obviously Bob Obilovich would say the same about the Eskimos. It's been a good rivalry, culminating in last year's Grey Cup, perhaps more than any other game that'll be remembered. And maybe they'll be back in the '88 Grey Cup at Ottawa. Who knows? Certainly 2 of the top contenders.